students. Welcome to the course Human Values and Ethics. This is Dr. Robert Parmar, your instructor for this course in this semester. I'm happy to share that we are going to discuss one of the wonderful course of this semester, that is Human Values and Ethics. A course that refers to our own values and ethics, our lifestyle, our way of living. First of all, let us discuss the two important terms, human values and ethics. So when we refer to human values, definitely there is something that refers to humanity. And values, we have been already given an overview or idea about the same, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, through different sources in our life. We refer to ethics as being an essential way of living. We'll be discussing the important terms in coming sessions. Today we'll start with the introduction to the course, the outline of the course. First of all, let me discuss the learning outcome of the course. It is expected that after this course, students will learn to develop a familiarity with the fundamental human values and ethics. So the students are expected to develop a kind of familiarity, a connection with the basic fundamental human values and ethics that are already there in our society, in our lives. Another intention to have or offer this course is making students understand the values and ethics as per Indian tradition, and specifically ancient Indian tradition. So what are ancient Indian tradition offer us in different means or different ways, ranging from our scriptures to our culture, to our religion, to our social norms, to our festivals, to our stories, folk songs, folklores, and all. So we'll be discussing that also. Students are expected to apply values and ethics in their professional, social, and personal spectrum. It is hoped that students will be able to apply their own values and ethics, Indian values and ethics, and different types of values and ethics in their professional field, in their social context, and specifically in their personal spectrum. It is intended that after this course, student will understand and apply constitutional values and fundamental duties. A constitution offers us very essential human values, professional values, democratic values, social values, and above all, universal values. So we'll be discussing what are constitutional values and what are the fundamental duties that are mentioned in Constitution for each and every citizen of this great country, India. And finally, it is expected that students will be able to explore global issues and try to bring out some solutions with reference to values and ethics. This is the outline of the course you can see on the screen. We are going to discuss total 5 units. The first is Introduction to Values and Ethics. So in this first unit, we'll be discussing what are the values, what are the ethics, or what are their origin, what role they play in human life, what are the sources of values, where do we learn these values and ethics, and what is the connection between values and ethics. We'll be also discussing ethics and values, in the ancient Indian tradition in the second unit. So, what are the ancient Indian traditional values and ethics that are passed on to generation by generation by generation by generation? How they are taught, in what form they are taught. We have very rich tradition. So, how they help us develop human values and ethics in our life and live a good life. Unit 3 discusses types of values and applied ethics. So, what are different types of values, ranging from personal value to social value to democratic value, and above all, human values? And uh, what exactly is the applied ethics? How ethics is applied in different set of lives. Fourth is constitutional values and fundamental duties. As mentioned earlier, we'll be discussing what are the constitutional values, democratic values, and ranging from good governance to secularism to citizen civic values, and we'll be discussing what are the basic duties that each and every citizen of India has to perform. And fourth unit, a very essential unit, discusses global issues of values and ethics in contemporary society. So these are the 5 units we are going to discuss in detail. If we have a glance of the same, the first unit, as already mentioned earlier, its introduction to values and ethics. We'll be discussing what are the need, relevance, and significance of values in our life. What exactly is the concept and meaning of values and ethics? Unit number 2 discusses ethics and values in ancient Indian tradition. It will be interesting to discuss different lessons, life lessons from Jatak Katha. We'll be discussing lessons from Panchtantra tales. We'll be also discussing ethics that should be followed from ancient Hinduism, Jainism, and Buddhism, all the three major religion of India. Hinduism teaches us very essential values. Jainism and Buddhism, they also teach us very important values and ethical concepts. So we'll be trying to derive all these values from all these three ancient religion, and then we'll be discussing the relevance of the same in today's time. We'll be also discussing some selected anecdotes from ancient mythology and moral learnings that we may receive or learn from this ancient mythology. Unit 3 discusses types of values and applied ethics. So, what are different types of values? We'll be discussing personal values. So, what are actually the personal values? What are the social values? We live in a society, so what different values we are taught by our society, what is expected from each and every member of the society. Civic value, being a member of a civil society of India. So, what are our values and ethics? And at last, we'll be also discussing what are democratic values. We live in a democratic country. So, what are these? What are the democratic values that we are expected to practice, preserve, and continue generation to generation? We'll be also discussing universal code of ethics. So, what is the universal code of ethics? One code that is applicable across the universe or globe. We'll be also discussing professional ethics, very essential thing to be a good professional, a wise professional, an ethical leader, rather, I should say. Organizational ethics. So, as a being part of an organization, what should be your organizational ethics? Ethical leadership, and then domain specific ethics. So, we'll be also discussing different domain specific ethics. Unit number 4 is constitutional values and fundamental duties. So, what are the basics of our Indian Constitution? What are the constitutional values that are mentioned or offered by our Indian Constitution? We'll be all discussing different constitutional values like justice, justice for all, liberty, very essential value, equality, that again strengthens the democracy, and fraternity. So we'll be discussing more values apart from these four. What are the fundamental rights and fundamental duties that are mentioned in the Constitution of India? So we have certain fundamental rights that are given by the Constitution that we have to practice, and apart from that, the basic fundamental duties that we are supposed to perform as a responsible citizen of this great country, India. Finally, the last unit, global issues of values and ethics in contemporary society. We have seen, or we are actually rather witnessing, very crucial issues, global issues, ranging from globalization to wars, to poverty, to lack of food, lack of water, lack of residence. In this period, while the world is facing the threats about the nuclear weapons and all, we'll be trying to discuss the global issues with reference to values and ethics, and we'll try to find out possible solution of those contemporary issues in the society. I hope this course will be very useful for everyone, and I'm sure you will all enjoy this course. Welcome again. Thank you.